The movie starts right away with action, where we see a man on a bike being chased by some thugs through the streets of Thailand. Soon, the biker is surrounded, and he has to find a way out. The pursuer Qasim, a hired killer, wants the tube hanging on the back of the biker Luke. The thug insists that what's inside the tube belongs to his boss. Luke engages in a dangerous conversation at gunpoint. He pretends to give up, but suddenly makes a sharp move back and escapes from the pursuers. Performing risky and skillful maneuvers, Luke manages to lose the thugs. On the go, the man makes a call to someone who tells him to take the train to Chiang Mai. On the train, the man has strange dreams about some artifacts. When he opens his eyes, he sees a beautiful girl in front of him. The mysterious stranger knows his name, which alarms the man. It turns out that she came exactly for him, and she also needs the unique canvas from his tube. Luke has no intention of giving it away, but he's forced to, because suddenly he's attacked from behind. The girl takes the tube and tries to leave, but Luke takes down her accomplices. Then he approaches and locks the dangerous beauty in a closet, while he himself climbs onto the roof of the train. From there, the man jumps into some shed, and again calls someone asking to pick him up. The action shifts to another place. A woman named Charlotte is going through a tough divorce with property division. She works in an art gallery, where her brother shows up. He is the very same art thief we already know. From the conversation between brother and sister, we learn that they used to be quite close, lived through many adventures together, and their father was connected to archaeology. But unfortunately, when Charlotte had a child and her own family, she had to grow up and give up risky trips. Luke distracts Charlotte's attention by pointing her to cracks in old paintings. While the girl is busy examining the fake defects, Luke steals one of the paintings. Charlotte runs after him, demanding that her brother come to his senses and return the piece of art. However, he gets into a super expensive car and convinces her to go with him. The sister refuses, but in the very next scene they're rushing through the city together, escaping from the police, and they succeed. The police cars can't keep up with the virtuoso, and Luke drives full speed up a ramp straight into a huge truck. Inside, he hands the painting to a man named Nerf, who starts searching for something on it. Charlotte scolds her brother, while he accuses her of betraying the dream, because for him, the meaning of life is adventure. Nerf doesn't find what he was looking for on the painting, and both partners are disappointed. After that, Luke does something completely unpredictable. He knocks his sister out with some kind of gas. The girl wakes up on a park bench, shaken awake by a passerby. Confused, she goes back to the gallery, where she's already awaited by an Interpol detective, Jamal Abbas. Of course, he believes she's involved in the theft of the valuable painting. But the stolen painting miraculously turns out to be in its place. Her ex-husband, having learned about the incident in the gallery, accuses his wife of theft and threatens to take custody of their son away from her. Charlotte finds Luke and his partners, and with shock discovers their ultimate goal, the fountain of eternal youth. The initiator of this insane idea is Owen, a multi-billionaire dying of cancer. Charlotte blames her brother for ruining her career, while he calls it a new opportunity. The sister is full of skepticism about the fountain, considering it nothing more than a legend. Luke explains that some Renaissance paintings contain clues pointing to the location of the fountain. The painting stolen from the gallery turned out to be just a copy, and the accomplices don't know where the original is. Owen offers Charlotte the best lawyers in exchange for help in the search for the fountain, but she refuses, advising them on a book where they can start. Luke immediately goes to the library, where he meets Esme, the girl from the train. She threatens him with death for searching for the fountain. Luke still persuades his sister to join the adventure. It turns out that the original Rembrandt painting sank with the Lusitania, but is still locked in the ship's waterproof safe. Using underwater robotics, they lift part of the ship to the surface and get to the storage. But it's not that simple, because Esme and her people also infiltrate the ship. Meanwhile, Luke and Charlotte pull the painting from the safe. Brother and sister are about to leave with the valuable prize, but they run into their enemies. A gunfight breaks out. Luke and Charlotte win this uneven fight, and at the last moment escape the ship sinking from the explosion. Charlotte is terribly offended at Luke because he put her in mortal danger, leaving her alone. Suddenly, her husband calls and asks her to take their son for a whole year. He has to go to Japan for work. Of course, this is good news, but somehow way too sudden. Another bit of joy. Now they have all the codes from the paintings. Only it's still unclear what this cipher is. In a brainstorming session, they conclude that the key is hidden in the so-called Bible of Sinners, a rare medieval edition with strange typos. Almost immediately after this discovery, Interpol storms the conspirators' hideout, and a couple of minutes later, Kassem and his gang of killers break in as well. The second group seriously interferes with the first. Luke convinces the thug to release his friends in exchange for the painting. Kassem agrees, and the whole team, except for him alone, leaves the headquarters. Luke remains a hostage, but not for long, because from this new mess, he once again escapes alive and well, pulling off a small diversion with music, and soon joins his friends. Detective Jamal Abbas is very unhappy with the situation. Nodding off, Luke dreams of the holy fountain. His sister's voice brings him back to reality. They are already on the plane. Charlotte's son, 11-year-old Thomas, a musically gifted boy, is flying with them. Luke confesses to his sister that he is not searching for the fountain for money, but to honor the memory of their father, a famous scientist whose work was undeservedly forgotten. Soon the whole team arrives in Vienna and heads to the National Library, where the Bible of Sinners is kept. Thomas stays with Owen and talks to the billionaire as an equal, surprising him with his intellect. Luke and his buddies get into the restricted vault of the library thanks to Owen's money, and soon the beautiful Esme shows up as well. A new clash occurs between Luke and the beauty, and once again the treasure hunter comes out unscathed from the mess. The partners leave the library together with the valuable Bible. The treasure seekers arrive at a hotel where they again rack their brains, trying to decipher the secret code. Charlotte wants to quit the game, taking her son with her, calling this whole idea a mistake. But Thomas suddenly solves the riddle, and they return to the hotel. The cipher turns out not to be digital, but a sequence of 7 symbols, and those are musical notes, a universal language understood all over the world. This leads them on the right track. The fountain is located beneath one of the great pyramids of Giza. Naturally, they fly to Egypt. On the plane, Luke once again sees the same dream, and Charlotte is plagued with doubts about Owen. He seems very suspicious to her. In the Vatican, Esme meets with a mysterious man in a cassock who gives the order: do everything to make sure the fountain is never found. It has been hidden for 400 years, not by accident. This discovery could destroy all of humanity. The dignitary gives Esme an object that should help her complete the mission. The team of treasure hunters is already approaching the pyramids, and Charlotte is growing more and more worried. Once their father also left behind a treasure that he had in his hands, a golden helmet. Maybe the same should be done by them now? The partners are already awaited by a scientist archaeologist to lead them inside the needed pyramid. The truth is, he has no idea what they really want it for. When he learns that Owen's team is planning to reach the lower chambers of the tomb at any cost, the scientist is deeply outraged. He is taken out, so he won't get in their way. Owen is ready even to blow up part of the pyramid if needed. The friends are also shocked by his determination. Meanwhile, Interpol, led by Jamal Abbas, is approaching the tomb. Owen's men detain them. The group tries to open a secret entrance to the lower levels of the pyramid. Meanwhile, outside the pyramid, a heated shootout is taking place. Charlotte keeps suspecting Owen of foul intentions, already starting to freak out about his brutal methods of achieving the goal. She is sure the fountain is not for curing cancer. Most likely, he just wants to create the most profitable business in human history. And clever Thomas doesn't waste time on the adults' arguments, quickly figuring things out, starting to play on an ancient musical instrument that looks like a mix between a drum and a bell. Charlotte catches on and starts helping her son. From the vibration of the powerful sounds, real miracles happen. Huge granite blocks levitate, enchanting music rings out, a secret mechanism activates, and the tomb reveals its ancient secrets to the seekers. A dried-up well easily moves aside, and the group steps onto a platform that slowly descends downward, like an elevator. They are all mesmerized by what's happening and forget their disagreements. Could it be they really are about to reach the legendary fountain? Esme also shows up near the pyramids and joins the shootout. She has to stop Owen's team from reaching the fountain. The detective realizes what's going on and suggests that the girl, who possesses truly incredible martial arts skills, work together. They too penetrate the tomb and follow the trail of Owen's team. And those go through countless winding corridors, open with the help of an amber stone, from the statue of the goddess, a mysterious door, and see before them a gigantic empty chamber. The enormous hall stretches deep for hundreds of meters. A small ledge sets off another secret mechanism, and before them, an enormous staircase emerges out of the stone by itself. The partners descend and find themselves at the very bottom of this hall, where among the rocks barely trickles some clear water. This is the fountain of eternal youth. But why does it look like it's drying up? Here, Charlotte's worst suspicions are confirmed. Owen is not sick at all. He intends to sell the magical water of the fountain, becoming fabulously rich. And yes, it was exactly him who arranged for Thomas's father to leave, increasing their chances of success in the search. Owen forces Luke to be the first to drink from the fountain, shooting him in the arm. As soon as Luke's feet touch the water, powerful jets lift him high up, completely transforming the whole space. Everyone present understands they are witnessing a real miracle. The scoundrel Owen, wanting to make sure of the fountain's power, also shoots Luke in the chest, but all wounds heal in just a few seconds. Luke sees his dream come true, realizing that the water of the fountain may turn out to be not only a gift, but also a curse. After him, Owen also steps into the fountain, but as he rises on the jets, within minutes he withers before the eyes of the astonished seekers. At this moment, Esme rushes in, inserting a special key into the slot to close the fountain and the entrance to the lower tier of the pyramid. The friends barely manage to escape outside, leaving the doomed Owen below. Luke flirts with Esme, and she warns him not to meddle where he shouldn't anymore. After this rescue, Luke and Charlotte are ready for new adventures. And at that moment, the film ends. Thank you all for watching this video until the very end. Give this video a like. Write in the comments what you think about this film. And see you in the next videos.